Hi. I've had a lot of interest lately in the homemade camper that I built, and I decided to give a walk around tour to answer a lot of those questions about the construction, the design, and what we intend to use it for. There were some basic design criteria that I wanted to include. I didn't want any wood for fear of rot or mold or mildew, so I went with the all steel design. I wanted it to be rugged for off-road use. I wanted it to be comfortable, able to carry all of our outdoor gear, basically go anywhere that I wanted to go. We'll do a little walk around tour here as I describe the construction of the trailer. So the main frame of the trailer is a 2x2 steel tubing. The tongue is 1x3 steel tubing. The floor has 2 inches of rigid foam insulation. And then underneath we've got Timberin axle-less suspension, which gives us 22 inches of ground clearance. And we have BFG KO2 all-terrain tires, 33-inch diameter. The upper portion is 1x1 square tube. And then the tan color you see is HDPE plastic. And it is framed with 20 gauge steel, or in some places we've got angle iron or angle aluminum, powder coated. Starting up front, we have the lock and roll articulating hitch, which rotates on 3 axes, pivots independent of the Jeep. So if the Jeep should roll over, the trailer won't, or if the trailer rolls over, the Jeep won't. Then up front we have I believe it's about 18 by 18 by 36 utility box. Inside we got 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries, a solar charge controller, cutoff switch, and a 500 watt inverter. Some miscellaneous tools. So let's turn on the master switch here for the electric. Up top we have a 100 watt Renogy solar panel, which has kept all of those batteries charged up without any problems. The cord's under here and it plugs into the SAE connector on the side of the box. We have 2 5-gallon jerry cans for gas. Let's take a look inside real quick. While I hit the switch, we're going to open up the rear hatch. Just one switch in there. Opens up the rear hatch. While that's opening, we'll open this door and turn on the propane. Under the Pelican box is the kitchen sink. And this is one of the unique features of the trailer, is it's very convertible. So this is how we generally have it when we're traveling, if we have bikes or some other cargo inside. Then when we get to camp, We remove the tail section and the ladder. We can pull the bikes out, and typically we set it up into the sleeping mode, and I'll show you all of those here in a minute. So the driver's side is the shower, and this side, the passenger side, is the kitchen. The roof is aluminum frame with a 2-inch rigid insulation, HDP on both sides, and then a solid rubber membrane over top of the whole roof. No leaks. We have a pivot right here that the solar panel mounts to, and it rotates so we can get full sun regardless of how we park the trailer. And it just sits inside of a piece of galvanized tube mounted to the side of the utility box. We have a hitch step on the side of the camper. Just reach in, insert the step, makes it easy to get inside. The kitchen sets up in virtually a few seconds. Open the right hatch, on the left, put our leveling block in, pull it down, and we're ready to cook. The kitchen has a Dometic 2-burner stove and sink combo, hot and cold running water, and then we have a drain under the Pelican case that we drain into a bottle. We've got about 2 feet of cutting surface. We've got 8 shelves for food storage, pots and pans, and of course we take the cast iron heavy stuff, but we keep it low to keep our center of gravity low. We also take the jet boil, Genesis stove, and our GSI cook kit, just in case we want to just take off in the Jeep overnight. The shelves are fully adjustable. They're made out of unistrut material and 20 gauge steel sheet. The door frames are made out of aluminum, powder coated. Got all the spices on this side, and the fire extinguisher, got to have one of those. We open up the lower rear hatch by opening the bench seat, unhooking the latch, lower it, you take the ladder out, and remove this rear folding section. Then we'll remove the bicycle. If needed, we can remove this bike rack with just 2 bolts, pull that out, and load cargo in. We have 4 tie-down points, This is all unistrut material. We have our cushion storage off to the left-hand side. All our fishing and bicycling outdoor gear is stored underneath the bench seat. This is part of the sleeping platform, along with the part that I just removed. And this is the storeway table. Here we have it set up in sleep mode, which is how we usually have it set up when we're at camp. We do most of our dining outside. We bring the awning out, set the extra table up, and our kitchen's right there, so we spend a lot of the time outdoors rather than inside. We have 5-inch memory foam cushions laying on the platform. Then we just throw our sleeping bags on top of here. We got our pillows and we're good for the night. Around the top section of the roof on the left side, we have just miscellaneous storage bags. We keep a lot of our small items in, extra playing cards, phone chargers, you name it, all the stuff that you don't want laying around gets put up there. Up front we have our clothes storage in 2 totes, and then we have the bungee cord netting that holds all of that in place so it doesn't shift around, and a few more of the tote bags. This is the interior when we have it set up in dining mode. We close the rear gate. We use 2, 4, 6 of the cushions. We have a folding table that stores underneath the sleeping platform on the rail, and 1 prop rod that holds it up. We eat here maybe once a week during the rainy season, or when we go to play cards. Whenever we can't be outside, we'll set this up and spend the day indoors. We have a fantastic fan, works excellent. We've never overheated in this thing. We have, let me get you down here, an Olympic Wave. I believe it's a catalyst heater. It's propane. We use it through November. We've had real good success with it. I have not used the trailer during the winter yet. There's a few things I need to do to prep that. In this front cabinet here is where we keep the random shoes. Then above that we have an outlet strip that's run to the 500-watt inverter in the tongue box. And here's our extra table. The camper is wireless except for those 2 switches. One operates the rear gate and one operates a night light for those outdoor trips. The rest of the wiring is hid behind the panel and runs off of a remote. It was a very easy installation. On the driver's side, we have the water cabinet, which I'll show you in a minute here, and this is the shower cabinet. Goes up like that, and then we put a shower curtain around it. Inside the shower cabinet we have storage for a floor mat, porta potty, the shower curtain, some towels, and then we have all our toiletries stored in the Pelican case. We have a shower head and the light. I'll give you a look inside the water cabinet. We have the easy tankless hot water heater, 3-gallon per minute pump, a water filter, and the hot and cold running water go up here to these spigots for the shower, and through the frame to the other side for the kitchen. We have our water fill here. This is the exhaust for the hot water heater. We have 22 gallons of water storage behind the tankless water heater. We have shower light, the water pump, and a little light for the water cabinet. We have USB and 12-volt plugs all over this place. A little flashlight handy right by the door. We've got USB in the back here. We've got USB and 12 volts underneath the hatch. In the right front corner behind this door we have a slide where we keep our Yeti cooler. It is wired for a fridge should we decide to get one, and we have a light in there for easy access in the middle of the night. The top part of the trailer, the roof, all the crossbars, the side pieces that the awning is mounted to, they are all aluminum to keep it lightweight. We got some rear lights for cargo loading at night. We use the telescoping ladder to get up there and secure or unload the kayaks. And I'm going to take a few minutes and put this thing away. We're ready to go. Door has a screen, locks in place so you can get some fresh air in the middle of the night. We got a little light to light the step. Some things that I would change about the build. First, I would get more of the trim powder coated. As you notice when we took our walk around tour, a lot of the trim was just painted or Raptor linered. whatever I had on hand at the time. Some of the aluminum trim, like around the back gate, was powder coated. It's held up real well. The diamond plate, the legs down below, the stabilizer legs are powder coated, but you can tell this is not, and it just flakes away. I would powder coat that. I would maybe shift the axle back about 6 inches just for weight distribution. I tend to keep a little bit more weight up front to help balance it out. A couple other things, I would like to design an easier way to load and unload the kayaks. A little tough getting up there. And the other thing is, I would like to use it during the winter, all winter long, without worrying about water freezing. And I would put in some kind of a propane tank that would keep the water tank warm. Outside of that, I'm entirely happy with the way it's turned out. Thanks for taking the opportunity to look around at our homemade camper. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we'd appreciate it if you follow and subscribe. Thank you.